the basic ethics or the duties or the code of conduct in your business. That is what dharma is. And one more dharma is all about the religious aspect. Raja Ram Mohan Roy is considered as the father of modern India. Satyagraha implies an unwavering search for the truth using non-violence. There were so many outnumbered Britishers who came just because she is a lady, and that is where the fight happened. Hello everybody, a warm welcome to one and all. I'm Vidhyaashram from the Department of Commerce and Management in Vidhyaashram First Grade College, the Temple of Excellence. Welcome to all the students for the first unit, first session of India and Indian Constitution. Now the first unit itself says the background to the study of Indian Constitution. So we need to understand how the Constitution was, and let me just tell you here, there is just one person whose name is always taken whenever we talk about the India and Indian Constitution, that is B.R. Ambedkar. A salute to Bhimrao Ramji Ambedkar. So let's go with the first session, the introduction part, that is Dharma. Now what exactly Dharma is? And we will understand that Dharma is not just one meaning, it has a lot of meanings. So in the context of Indian Constitution, how Dharma has evolved and what exactly is their role in the Constitution of India. So this is a Sanskrit term. Dharma is a Sanskrit term. You can get this for 2 marks. What is Dharma? So it is a Sanskrit word which means law, and we can also understand that in various ways. That is, broadly speaking, the term has 2 connotation. Firstly, it means religious conviction, and secondly, a set of duties or code of conduct. So whenever we go with it, it's the set of duties. Say, don't you have a dharma in your business? Don't you have the basic ethics or the duties or the code of conduct in your business? That is what dharma is. And one more dharma is all about the religious aspect. It is stated that one who adopt dharma would derive money, right, happiness and success. Because see, whenever you do anything ethical, whenever you do something good, the return is also good. That is what the things what people always used to say, that say whatever you do good will come back to you. That is how, if you are in the path of dharma, you will get 3 things, that is the money, the happiness and the success in your life. So this you people can write it and you will definitely get 2 marks. It also refers to a code of moral principles relating to the daily lives, and following these rules ensures peace, prosperity and happiness. Through dharma, one person can actually expect, that is the happiness, the peace, the mind will not be stressful because you haven't gone against dharma. You have always been there with dharma. So you will get prosperity is what people feel. Dharma is one of the value of an individual as per the ancient Indian thoughts. See, from our Harappa or Mohenjo-daro, if you have gone with the civilization, they also say the same thing. That is, if you do something good, right? If you always follow the path of truth, if you are a person who is willing to do everything and anything for upholding dharma, what will happen to you is God will definitely bless you. So when I say God, it is not just about any God, it is about all the religion. Whoever are the people who of any religion, their Almighty will always bless them because they are in the right path. That is what dharma says. It is dharma that sustains the universe, and both the king as well as the people must adhere to it. Even it is the king or the people who belongs to that kingdom, they should adhere to dharma. That's why they say yatha raja tata praja. That is how a raja is. If he is a person with dharma, the entire people in the kingdom will also follow dharma. If they don't, the entire people will not follow dharma. So whoever will follow dharma, They'll have what? That is the happiness, the money, and the success will be with them. The next topic here we have after dharma is danda. Now here, dharma and danda. So the term danda is derived from the word dham and dhand. Dham and dhand, which refers to tame, subdue, to conquer, or to restrain and the like. That is, this term also means a stick. Danda in fact is one of the element of a state. The main reason for institution of danda is to bring about the discipline in the lives of human beings who by nature are evil and corrupt. That's why dham and dhand, that is what people say, right? Now anybody who goes against dharma and does something evil or unethical or unlawful, illegal, they get this danda. That is what stick where you will be disciplined. That is what danda is. According to Manu, right, it is also the king who can protect the entire mankind, and for this protection the king uses danda as a means or as an instrument, so that anybody who does anything wrong, then danda is being used. Next is Rajaram Mohan Roy. So this is a 5 marks question for all of you. Please do understand. Anytime, whenever you get any 5 mark question, right? The 5 marks question. What is that you are supposed to do is, please write it in a point rather than writing in essay format. The first thing you are supposed to do is, Rajaram Mohan Roy is considered as the father of modern India. He's always considered because his visions were totally different. So say 1772 when he was born and 1833 when he died, the way he lived his life, right? I'm talking about the 19th century and the 18th century, right? So when we talk about Rajaram Mohan Roy, his visions were too big, right? He always wanted something called the universal religion. He was like a person who thought all religions we're gonna take it, in that whichever are the best of the best course, we're gonna take that and make a universal religion. See, the thing, what he went with it, the thoughts what he went with it, right? Please do understand. We are not talking about 2024. We are talking about this 18 and the 17, that is the 1700, late 1700 and early 1800. If a person is thinking in that perspective, understand the way his visions were, the way he had the clarity about it. So he was one of the makers of the modern India. He is generally hailed as the father of modern India. You can get a 1 mark question. Who is the father of modern India? Please do not write Mahatma Gandhi. You are supposed to go with Rajaram Mohan Roy. Though Roy was modernist in his approach, he always tried to link modernity with tradition. Yeah, tradition should be there, but there are so many things in the tradition where there are few problems in that. Why don't we modernize our tradition is what his visions were. It is not my vision, it is his visions at that time. He attempted the creative combination of secularism and the spirituality of Western and Eastern philosophy. His attitude towards religion was eclectic. Now here when you go with it, please do understand, we aren't talking about 2024, the 21st century. No, it is the 18th and the 19th century. This person where he lived, right, he had this kind of a feeling that why can't we mix the Western and the Eastern philosophy? He wanted to present the concept of universal religion. Please understand, what is it? Universal religion, by combining the best features of all leading religions of the world, of the entire world, whatever is the best of the best. See, all religion teach you the best concept. But he says the best of the best, whatever it is, we're going to take it and we'll make our universal religion only. That was his mindset. Next thing here, the same way, the philosophy, if you go with it, that is Roy's political philosophies, please do understand, he went with liberalism. So Roy advocated liberal principles in all walks of life. In the religion field, Roy stood for tolerance, a non-communal approach to all problems and secularism. Roy can be described as the earliest advocate of liberalism and the precursor of the liberal movement in India. That is, he is the one who started. And liberalism had emerged as the most valuable product of Renaissance and the Reformation in entire Europe. That is when it is. See, we only went with LPG, right? Liberalization, privatization, globalization, 1991. But he was talking about liberalism in the 18th and 19th century. Just understand that. It captures some of the best brain in the 19th century, Europe and America. It became the combination and the dominant ideology of the first phase of religious and social reform in India. So that is what the contribution of Royce is. Next is Roy's political liberalism, the same continuation if you go with it. Liberalism in belief, that is, brief stands for the value and dignity of the individual personality, the central position of the man in the historical development, and the faith that people are in the ultimate source of all power. In liberalization and the liberalism, there is no scope for arbitrary and disposed use of authority in any field, whether it is the religious, social, political, or economic. So that is what his visions and his ideas or the ideologies were. Next is, please do understand this topic which I am doing it, right? Now this can come for say 5 marks. So please understand, that is subaltern studies. That is, here when we go with it, there is this person called Ranjit Guha. Again, you will get a 2 marks question. Okay, it's a 1 mark question or it's a multiple choice question. MCQ, you can actually get it. That is about Ranjit Guha. An eminent expert in South Asia history, founded the subaltern studies in 1982. Guha, who now lives in Australia, held a series of intensive discussions with fellow Indian scholars in England in 1979 and 1980 about Indian colonial history. Now, subaltern, which literally means subordinates, lower in position or rank, secondary in, is also used in the British military to describe commissioned officer below the rank of captain. Now, philosophically, historically, the term subaltern was coined by the Italian socialist Antonio in lieu of the term proletariat. Now, here, proletariat, if you go with it, please do understand, they can ask you a question, right, about subaltern studies. So who did this subaltern studies? That is Ranjit Guha. So it's a multiple choice question. So they can ask you who is the person who started with subaltern studies. So you can go with Ranjit Guha in India. And here I have also given you the person who actually coined, by whom? But by Antonio. That is what the multiple choice question, you can get it. Next thing here we have is colonial impact of Indian society. What all happened in the colonial impact, if you go with it. Around the 18th century, we are going very back, 18th century, a number of significant events took place. What are the events? The British succeeded in selling their goods at a cheaper price as foreign goods were given free entry in India without paying any duties. That is what the first thing, that is where we made a big mistake. We encourage them, please do come. That is what we did. India handicrafts were taxed heavily when they were sent out of the country. Taxes were more. Swami Vivekananda saw the spirituality as a point of convergence for all religion forces of the diverse India, capable of unifying into a national current. So that is what happened with Swami Vivekananda. Gandhi objects. Now what exactly Gandhi objects here is to violence because it perpetuates hatred. When it appears to do good, the good is only temporary and cannot do any good in the long run. That is why he says we need to object violence. A true non-violence activity accepts violence on himself without inflicting it on another. That is what Gandhi feels. When Gandhi says that in his course of fighting for human rights, one should accept violence and self-suffering, he does not applaud cowardice. That is what happened in the 18th and the 19th century. What is Satyagraha? Now you can get a question. What is Satyagraha? You are supposed to go with it. Gandhi is the person who started with that. Satyagraha is the compound of two Sanskrit nouns. Satya means truth. That is from sat, being, with suffix ya, and agraha meaning firm grasping. Thus Satyagraha literally means devotion to truth, remaining firm on the truth and resisting untruth activity but non-violently. Again, here you are not supposed to have violence, you should be non-violent. Since the only way for Gandhi getting to the truth is by non-violence, it follows that Satyagraha implies an unwavering search for the truth using non-violence. That is what you people can go with it. See, we have also heard and seen different aspects of the moment what we had in the entire Indian struggle, where Mahatma Gandhi was the one person who always went with non-violence. He says you accept violence, but when you give it back, it should not be violence, it should be non-violence. Through love, you are supposed to go with it. That's why if anybody slap to your right cheek, you are supposed to show them the left cheek. But nowadays, who will go with it? See, please understand. But here, these are the great humans who actually brought us the freedom. So please do respect and always, right, feel proud that they were born in India and we were born in the place where they were born. So that is how we are supposed to give the gratitude. Next is tolerance. See, again, Mahatma Gandhi, and there are so many other people also who had this kind of a thing, that is tolerance. And here we are talking about Mahatma Gandhi ji only. So Gandhi ji, broadly, that is boarding a boat to go to England to be a lawyer. Soon he reached England. He was getting on the carriage to reach his final destination, but the driver said, you can't sit in here. Gandhiji said, I am a passenger, I am supposed to sit in here. The driver told Gandhiji to sit on the outside of the carriage or leave. Gandhiji said nothing and went to sit on the outside of the carriage. See, this is one of the incident. Again, I can give you one more incident of South Africa where it happened. Again, their tolerance is there was. Indians, we have tolerance. Our own mothers have tolerance. Say, it's not just about Mahatma Gandhiji, one of the thing. Because of Mahatma Gandhiji, there are so many other people who followed him, and we have tolerance even now. All the teachers in the all education institution, they have the highest tolerance because of this 21st century generation of the students, right? So definitely everybody have that tolerance. Next is Swarajya, that is Lokmanya Tilak. Again, you can get a 5 marks question here. Now I've given you all the points here. Please do understand. Here Swarajya or Swaraj Lokmanya Tilak popularized 4 concepts. One is Swaraj, Swadeshi, national education and boycott. So this 4 he went with it. Swaraj for him was self-government. He claimed that with Swaraj everybody would be free and have a right to participate in the government of the country. He demanded national self-determination for all colonized countries and urged that India's freedom would usher in the freedom of other subject countries. So that is what he went with it. Swarajya, Lokmanya Tilak. The 4 objectives of humankind, if you go with it, the first one is the Kama, Artha, Dharma and Moksha. You will not be getting any question from this. If you get it right, you can go with the 4 objectives, that is Kama, Artha, Dharma and Moksha. That is Kama, desire or satisfaction. Artha, the wealth. dharma, the moral duties, the moksha, total liberation or salvation, that is the end of any person, that is moksha. Next is voluntarism, that is Vinoba Bhave. Now you can get a question that is multiple choice question about Vinoba Bhave. What will be the question? I'll just tell you now. Vinoba Bhave, with an aim to transform rural India, launched the Bodhan and Gramdan movement in 1951 and 1952 respectively. Now Bodhan, that is movement, was a land gifting movement in the town of Pochampalli, that is in Telangana, now in the Andhra Pradesh, right? Telangana and Andhra Pradesh, the Pochampalli is there. While surplus land from big farmers was redistributed to landless farmers as a part of the former, that is, the movement was in a village gifting initiative in the another village, that is Mangroth village in Uttar Pradesh, with the large idea of community ownership. So anybody who has a big farms, right, big lands, right, they'll distribute it to people who don't have. That is what the Bodhan, he went with the more. Next is Kittur Rani Channamma. Again, you might get a question, multiple choice question. So these are the things. One is Channamma, the queen of Kittur, a princely known kingdom, that is princely kingdom, is present day Karnataka, was born on October 23rd, 1778. What exactly happened? She is a person who said no to the Britishers. She had a fight with the Thakre and then she couldn't defeat them because there were so many outnumbered Britishers who came, just because she is a lady, and that is where the fight happened. And then at last they imprisoned her. That is what the story about Kittur Rani Channamma here. She was the first Indian woman to lead an armed uprising against the British. She is regarded as one of the India's foremost female warriors and liberation fighter. Rani Channamma and the local were strongly opposed to British rule. Thakre invaded Kittur. Hundreds of British soldiers were slain in the fight that followed, including the Thakre. That is here, Thakre is a person who was in charge of the British and he used to take care. Now what happened there was a problem with the Marathas. They had actually taken Kittur Rani Channamma's husband as a prisoner, and they did not have anybody called of their own offspring. That is where they wanted the Britishers to actually come and take over the entire kingdom. But Kittur Rani Channamma, she did not let it go and she fought for it till her life. And then at last they captured Kittur Rani Channamma, and after so many years she died in the jail itself. So what a brave lady, right? We are not talking about the 21st century, we are talking about the 18th century, where a lady with the entire army fought against the Britishers who were outnumbered, but still the way she fought, and people who supported her, say Sanguli Rayana, the people who are always there, it's always great to see that our people fighting against British at those ages. Next is we have here is Hardikere Manjappa, that is 1886 to 1947. Now Hardikere Manjappa is popularly known as Gandhi of Karnataka. Again, it is a MCQ question, you can actually get it. Was born on 18 February 1886 in a poor family in Banavasi. Now here he got early education and started his career as a schoolmaster. Meanwhile, he was influenced by Bal Gangadhar Tilak. Now I told you about Bal Gangadhar Tilak, right? The same, he got influenced. Now he started ashram at Harihar and near Almaty to create awareness of Swadeshi movement, culture and Swadharma. Again, Dharma, Swadharma, right? He started celebration of Basva Jayanti. He's the person who initiated, and he started with Basva Jayanti. Many of them whoever celebrate Basva Jayanti, I've seen whenever I go and ask them who is Hardikere Manjappa, they don't really know. That's why through this, I just want you people to understand he was a pioneer who started with the Basva Jayanti to celebrate it openly. That is what Hardikere Manjapavas. Next here we have is the Halgali Bedas. Now here there are so many acts which the Britishers have done. Earlier these Bedas, they were supposed to have their own weapons and nobody was questioning them. Later these Britishers, they came and they said, you are supposed to take certificate from us, you are supposed to take approval from us, and they fought for it. That is what the Bedas did. Now here Halagalli is a small village in Mudul Taluk, that is Bagalkot district. The first uprising against the British was evidence at Halagalli. The Prince of Mudul, that is Gurupat, had accepted British overlordship, but the Bedas, that is the hunters, a martial community, were sitting with dissatisfaction under the new dispensation. The British proclaimed the Disarming Act of 1857, whereby men possessing firearms had to register them and secure a license before 10th November 1857, and these Vedas, they protested saying that why is that we are supposed to go and register? Who are those Britishers is what they fought for it. Now, any questions regarding the same unit, please do call us. We are always there to help you. Thank you so much. I'll see you when I see you. Thank you.